Anybody? Commentary. We done then, I'm done. Good.
Come on.
What's your name, sir?
Danielle.
Danielle.
Oh,
so you look familiar.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, oh, an American Beach?
Yes.
And you were with, okay, you were with Sister Imani. I kept looking, I said, I know this face. The hat. Go ahead.
In regards to what you're saying, self-esteem, it just made me think for a moment. Thinking of the people that think with their minds versus thinking with their hearts. I like to deem myself as a person that thinks with my heart versus thinking with my mind.
Right.
And how does that fit into Geechee people, Gullah Geechee people on a whole?
On a whole. Okay, I love that question. One of the things that immediately came to my mind, I love Dr. Oz. And he had someone on his show that was what they consider faith healer. And all of these people were trying to see scientifically, is there any scientific relevance? Is he truly healing anybody? All this nonsense. So finally, a gentleman who also was one that was trying to check his records and all that, said, well, actually, oxygen is to everyday people the way love is to spiritual. So as soon as you start talking, that's what came back to my mind, because I immediately said, wow, that's my quote right there, that's me right there. Because one thing I always give as an example with Gullah Geechees, but I never looked at it the way you just phrased it, is that they must think with their heart. Because our people, we could get into it. What's your names? Alicia and Tracy. Oh, another Tracy. All right. So Alicia and Tracy could normally hang together all the time. And all of a sudden, they are out for whatever reason. It could be 20 years later. They don't really call each other every day like they used to now. But, what's your name, sis? Selena. Selena called Tracy and tells Tracy, you know, Alicia ain't doing too well right now. So we about to go around there and see about her and bring her some food and take care of this house, get them on no man's grand turn out her house for a while, this and that. We need to go around and see about her. Now, Tracy ain't gonna be like a lot of city folks do and say, hell with her. She just talked junk to me 20 years ago. I ain't never forgot that. I'm done. She ain't gonna do that. She gonna say, you know, we ain't never been right from 20 years ago. But what time y'all leave? All right, you could come on over and pick me up. But now, see, I ain't gonna stay there long now, because if I get to the door and she try to bring that back up, we gonna have a problem. But she, I'm telling you, I ain't forget it. But what she need? Tell me what she need. Okay, I'm gonna cook this. And yeah, and I got a little money in here. You know, we all got the little hidden money. I'm gonna go get that back, that pocketbook that I got at the bottom of that cabinet, and get that little bit out and take that over there. And you saying I'm churn? How old I'm churning? Okay, yeah, and I got a box of things, my old grand churn baby. I'm gonna get all that together. Now, see, you ain't know what that girl said to me 20 years ago. But she's still gonna show up to the house. She's still gonna bring what the sister needs. And while she at the house, you know she gonna say it. At least you're gonna be like, Tracy, I'm surprised you would have come. You ought to be surprised I would have come. You know me and you don't talk like we used to 20 years ago, because you know you really hurt me though. But at least you knew you had really hurt me when you did that, because I just knew you was the one who would never hurt me, girl. But that's all right. What's going on around here? We ain't come to talk about that today. How can I help you? You see what I'm saying? Well, I know other people who would have helped dig her grave. They would have wished every bad thing come on her. She did this to me, so I hope she did, she that. No. They still will help. They'll talk junk, but they still helping. So I know that has to be out of love. That has to come from the heart. Because the mind and the ego say, get them back. Get that joker. Oh, this your chance. You've been waiting 20 years. You be like, yeah. You be like, oh, let me do some push-ups right here. I'm going to do some plank. I'm going to go over there just, oh, let me get my best dress out. I'm going to go there and slap her face in my best dress. You know, that's what mind and ego do. But your heart will say, it ain't about that foolishness, because that's 20 years old, and you need to go and let that go, because she ain't thinking about that. And right now, it's more important to make sure how she doing than to bring up that old stuff. See? So amongst traditional Gullah Geechees, and I specify traditionalists, because there are people who say, I'm Gullah Geechee because I'm born in a nation. But their acculturation is all westernized. So everything is individualistic. I'm talking about communally living traditional people that are going to think about their actions because they know it affects everybody else. And I would say, from from all I've seen, they do live by the heart. Yeah, we do. We do. Yes, sir.
Your Majesty, I want to really honor and welcome you.
Well, Dr. Muta, first let me introduce you now. You're not this person sitting in a chair. The king and the queen showing are in the room today. This is Dr. Muhammad Muta, our great department chair, top tier scholar on Africa, on the Muslim world, Islamic world, top tier scholar, great man, and our department chair. And we love him dearly.
I enjoyed what we did here today, and you taught me a lot, and I learned a lot from your presentations. Most queens in the have 5, but you are so...
I've been told I have a larger-than-life personality.
Exactly. You remind me about that queen who was fighting the Portuguese.
And Zinga? Yes.
Really, the picture that I was really looking at was those kind of queens who are fighting Corona.
Masters.
Do you think that with the mindset and the way things are going with African people, do you think we need to kill whiteness?
Not white people.
What an interesting
Whiteness.
Be very clear. She said kill whiteness. All right?
In your case.
Because it is right. Yeah, she looked over there, she started laughing.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
Whiteness. Now, race is a construct. All right? Race is a construct. And part of a division of that construct is white privilege. And I take it that when you say kill whiteness, you mean addressing that whole dynamic, right, of white privilege. Yes. And the aspiration to be what is really a storybook and storytelling on what that really is. Again, look at the depression that they're telling y'all is a recession. And realize that people you thought had money, had credit. See, nobody can't put you out of a house you own. When they put you out, it's because it was never your house. The bank owned the house. They just would let you stay there. That's why people have mortgage burning parties, because then they own the house. All right? So we have to realize when a house is burning down and it's time to get out. All right? And I think at this point, we need to study Rome and look at the parallels of what's happening and recognize that, again, a construct of what life was to be was what the mentality was. And so when we look at racism and the construct of race, black versus white, that was something that was formed in order to hold up what we now call America. And it's crumbling. So we as African people, as you said, if we call ourselves that, if that's what we truly believe, if that is our mindset, should be aspiring to be more like the best of our ancestors, not the best of somebody else's ancestors. And so in that regard, I think you do destroy whiteness in that sense, because you now become a person that has so much pride and dignity in yourself that you have pride and dignity in all of we. So with all of we pride and dignity, we ain't scared of nobody else. Okay? So it doesn't matter who else comes around, what else they bring in. We can tell them, we wish you well with your business and what you're doing, but this sister already owns a business like that, so I'm just going to continue to support hers. You know, if you come and tell me, run my school the way you think I should run it, I can let you know. No, I'm quite capable of teaching my own children. Okay? So you destroy those falsehoods. Yeah, and I think that is the work that a lot of us who go to the United Nations are doing. Because, I mean, you meet all cultures of people there, and everybody has the same passion toward eliminating all of these types of things, to try to get to a point where you can just respect another person for who they are and another cultural community for who they are. But the issue becomes what my brother brought up, is that when you have somebody else already that's come into your community and superimposed their ways and their position and taken an economic stronghold there, you have some work to do. You got a battle ahead to get that undone. But it's not that it can't be, because if it couldn't be done, none of us would be out here free right now. Right? This is the sesquicentennial of the U.S. Civil War. But before that, they told folks, y'all ain't gonna never be free. Get used to it. This is your lot in life. Servants, obey your master. Preach it to you. You got me? That's the mindset.
My question is, how do you stop tourist areas from coming in on Gullah Geechee communities? What my parents, my family are from Hilton Head, from James Island,
Yes.
you know, from all of that. How do you stop them from buying these people out and the people don't know their rights? How do you stop them from straight up tearing their homes down? It's happening here in Savannah and I'm like very upset about it. I don't know what I can do to stop. I've been to the town hall meetings and it's all, they throw crap at you. They just because you don't
If you don't know your rights.
if you don't know your rights, they throw crap at you. And like people like my parents on Hilton Head, they try to stop it. They go to the meetings, they try to stop it. They know their rights as people. That's why they have yet to be moved. And how do you stop things like what's happening at Tallberg Cemetery and Hilton Head Plantation? How do you stop that? Like, what can you do?
Well, the first part is, and Hilton Head is a prime example of this. People have to stop and use your word. They're fiefdoms. They have to stop this attitude of, I'm only from Hilton Head, so therefore, I'm just going to go down there myself. I always use this example. When the lights are off, if there are roaches in the house, they come out and have a party. All right? But when you put the lights on, them jokers run for cover. That's what politics is. The roaches having a party because ain't nobody got the light on. So when you come in there first with a flashlight, they looking at, oh, I know what to do with that. Take a pen, bam, knock your light out. It's just you. You got to come in with somebody like me. They're going to flip the whole light switch on, the whole light panel, and take it out the wall, and they can't turn the light off. Because they ain't afraid of you. You want somebody. They just buy you out and wait you out. That's the attitude. You have to have more behind you than one person. When you realize it's we, they don't want 2, 5, 10, 20 bus load of Gullah Geechee showing up. Talking about, we all here to stop you from tearing down so-and-so house. Then it's like, oh, you have to speak the truth to power. You have to do it in a way that affects them. Right now, we're letting people know they should not even go to Hilton Head at all until the town of Hilton Head says they will not increase the runway at the airport. Because that's going to take out, what is it, 2 or 3 churches on that road? It's 3 churches on the road that will be, they have to go because the runway will end up being in their front door as close as you are to this table. So they're telling them, but we're not taking down the church. But you can't operate the church if a plane is coming down in the front door. Okay? So the only thing that they understand over there is money. So what you do is plug up the money. Don't stay in a hotel over there. If you want to eat over there, we can tell you who owns the restaurants to go eat at and come right back off. Don't sleep there. Don't even buy gas. Make sure you get gas before you get there. Do not fly in ever to the airport. And when they start realizing the amount of black family reunions that are not coming there, when they start realizing the amount of black business organizations that are no longer holding conventions there, and they start losing that money, then they'll do their studies and say, what's causing this? Oh, it's because we were going to extend a runway for about 3 people who own private planes. That's who really is pushing that agenda. And then they'll change.
Mm-hmm.